All right, Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rokah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and Shalom to you brothers pushing this truth and sincerity. I'm Karatas Akbar, back on another show. And this show, I'm entitled Endurance, okay? Because in this walk of faith, endurance is one of the main things we have to have for us to receive salvation, okay? The scriptures speak about he that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right. So in this walk of faith, we have to endure or remain in the truth no matter what we go through, so we could be delivered by Yahweh Shah when he comes back. All right. And we're in the year 2024 now, and the Most High is going to start bringing more prophecies to pass. And we see the prophecies ever more now than before that are taking place. But what at the same time, it's evident, the evidence is there that we're getting closer to the end. But at the same time, you have men that are departing from the faith, even though the signs are there. All right. Which ultimately, men are departing from the faith because they are not of the elect. So the men that are departing from the faith is because they have no endurance. Okay? They're not of the elect. And them not being a part of the elect, they're not going to have that endurance to what? Maintain it to the end. Okay? So we're going to jump right into the scriptures. So the first scripture I want to get is on the book of James, chapter 5, verse 10. So it reads, "Take my brethren, the prophets, who have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience." Yeah, that's right. So we read the scriptures, we read about the prophets. And the prophets, that served the Lord suffered, persecution and affliction. All right. So the prophets suffered affliction for the, Lord, for the sake of the Lord, and had patience. And, patience means to suffer. Okay. So the prophets stood firm no matter what in serving the Lord. So, us brothers who believe ourselves to be prophets, we have to look at the prophets of old as examples, all right, of suffering affliction and maintaining a patience and having that endurance in serving the Lord no matter what. Real quick, let's get the book of Matthew, chapter 5. I read from verse 10. Matthew 5 and 10 says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom." Yes, so it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake." And, us in the faith, we're going to go through persecution, all right, for the sake of us preaching Yahweh Shah into the world. So we're going to be persecuted for that, just like the apostles back then, they were persecuted. When you read about the prophets and the prophets were put to death, by the non-believers, the ones who did not want to return into the Lord. They killed the prophets. All right. The apostles were, put to death also and put into prisons for preaching Yahweh Shah. But it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom." So if you go through those persecutions for righteousness' sake, what? You're going to receive the kingdom of heaven, all right? Salvation. Verse 11, "Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake." Yeah, so they spoke evils of the prophets and disciples and apostles back then. They reviled the prophets, the apostles, and the disciples, and persecuted them. So we're going to go through those things today. Okay. When we out there, the world hates us. Okay, the majority of the world don't agree with the message. The majority of the world, they're gonna speak evil of us. All right, they're gonna call us false prophets. They're gonna call us terrorists, things like that. Hell, you might have to get locked up for teaching this truth. But what? You're blessed when you go through those things, okay? Because the scriptures say it. The Lord said it. Because we're being persecuted for righteousness' sake, and the Lord takes pleasure in that. Verse 12 says, rejoice and be exceeding glad, for great is your reward in heaven. So persecuted they the prophets which were before you. Yeah. So when you read the scriptures, as I said before, all the prophets that served Yahweh Hashem Yahushua went through those persecutions. We read it as an example. So we're gonna go through the same thing. All right, and that goes to show you who are the true men of the Lord, because you look at any servant of the Lord that the world takes pleasure in, that the world loves them. All right, example of like these pastors, these Christian pastors. All right, they're not hated. They're not going through persecution or evil spokenly of. The world loves them. Okay, they're world friendly. So that goes to show you that they're not the true prophets of the Lord. But if we go through these things, as the scriptures say, what? Our reward is in heaven. So let's go back to James chapter 5. James chapter 5, verse 11. And it reads, behold, we count them happy which endure. Yeah, so behold, we count them happy which endure. And I got that word endure pulled up in the Greek, in the blue letter. So let's go to that.
Strong's G 5278. Hupamano.
I'll play it again.
Strong's G 5278. Hupamano.
Hupameno in the Greek. And it reads, to remain, to tarry behind, to remain, abide, not exceed or flee, to persevere under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in Hamashiach. It says Christ did, but it says Christ, but what is Hamashiach? Okay, Yahushua Hamashiach in the Hebrew. It says to endure, bear bravely and calmly ill treatments. Yeah, so you supposed to be. So pretty much no matter what you go through in this walk of faith, you're supposed to remain, all right, or be persistent, persistent in what you're doing, persistent in teaching Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, persistent in the walk of faith, remain in the walk of faith, endure in the walk of faith, abide, okay, don't flee. Okay, misfortunes is gonna happen. Hey, you might the Lord might turn you into a lower state. You might be used to having things going for you, always having money, always having substance. Using that as an example, and the Most High might take those substance away from you. All right, you might go from having money to not having money. All right, might go from having a home to not having a home. All right, that's just an example. But these are the trials you have to go through and endure. But when you go through these things, don't put off your faith. All right, don't let go the plow. Don't let go of teaching Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This is just part of the walk of faith. So you're still supposed to believe and endure and keep teaching and keep serving the Lord. So let's go back. James chapter 5 verse 11. So it reads, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Yeah, so the Lord is pitiful and have mercy upon the ones that endure and have faith. And it says that ye have heard of the patience of Job. Look at Job, for example. All right, no matter what Job went through, Job pretty much lost everything. And at the end, he still maintained his trust in the Lord. All right. Everything that he went through, pretty much losing his children, losing his livestock. All right. And the Most High smote him with, Satan smote him with all kind of sicknesses and boils and, things like that. But what Job still maintained his trust in the Lord. All right. So he endured in believing in the Lord and being a righteous man. And you have brothers that are out there brothers in the faith today who go through all kind of sicknesses, illnesses. All right. But what? They still believe in the Lord. They're still out there enduring, no matter what sicknesses that they're going through. Keeping their trust in the Lord, that the Lord will eventually heal them or deliver them or heal them in that day, in the time where the Lord is going to heal them. All right. Brothers who might lose their homes or jobs, etc., still maintain that faith that, look, the Lord will take you out of that position or take care of you or give you a way through. All right. So Job is a great example. Real quick, let's get one more scripture in on that. Let's go to the book of James chapter 1 verse 12. And it reads, blessed is the man that endureth temptation. Yeah, so you're blessed when you're able to endure temptation. All right. Or those different trials that's going to test your faith to see if you're truly a man of the Lord. So it says, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life. Yeah, so when you're tried and you're able to pass these tests, enduring into the end, all the tests you have to go through, you're going to receive that crown of life, which is salvation from Yahweh Shah, being delivered. It says, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. Yeah, so you have to endure these temptations. All right. Whatever the Lord put you through, you have to maintain and not put off your faith and go back into the world. So, with that, I'm going to say all praises due to, hope you brothers learn something first. And I'm going to say all praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS, and shalom to the elect. Shalom.